Tonight, Prime Minister to step down as military commander in March. Electoral Commission to announce supervisor of elections. And 5,000 people in Vanule will gain access to electricity supply. Very good evening. Prime Minister Commodore Bainimarama has now, for the first time, revealed when exactly he plans to step down as Army Commander. According to a radio report during a Talanoa session in Nakorobatu, Wailebu last night, Bainimarama told residents and villagers that he will resign from the commander's post in March this year. The 2013 Constitution clearly states that the Army Commander is appointed by the President after advice from the Constitutional Officers Commission. In the transitional period, the Prime Minister will recommend the name of the new Army Commander to the President for appointment. The political party's registration decree also clearly states that any member of the RFMF is classified as a public officer. That means that a public officer shall not be eligible to be an applicant, an official, or a member of a proposed political party or a political party registered under the decree. Fiji One News had made several attempts to speak to the Prime Minister today. Since they were appointed last week, the Electoral Commission met for the first time today. First up on their list of work to do, the appointment of the supervisor of election.
The work towards finally pinning down all the details. The Electoral Commission meeting for the first time today and later meeting with the line minister. They were briefed on what the Elections Office has done so far. First up, the appointment of the supervisor.
I think the next step is to actually look at and vet the supervisor for election, and I think that's probably one of the most important things on the draw card, and we'll take it one step at a time.
The Commission will give an opinion on who they think is the best person for the job.
I think it's a bit premature at the moment to say we'll do it in the next 2 weeks. Obviously, we will try and do that as early as we can. We have a very active role in its appointment. We're not here to rubber stamp something. We're here to vet it, and we would expect the government to properly consult us, and we don't have any doubts that they will.
Syed Qayyum says the regulations will ensure a credible process is followed.
We also discussed the fact that the current regulations are being drafted and how we will give a copy once it's more close to the final version to the Electoral Commission for their comments.
The Commission will consult on the appointment made by government, assess the suggestion and give government a feedback on the recommendation. Sherry Ann Wilson, Fiji One News.
Close to 5,000 residents living along the Seanganga, Batiri and Nriketi corridor and surrounding villages and communities can now access electricity supply. Commissioning the Nriketi grid extension today, Prime Minister Borenge Bainimarama said the project is part of his government's Look North policy, where they have made it a priority to develop Vanuatu. Today's opening is the culmination of 2 years' work to install a new 33,000-volt transmission power grid from Lambasa to Nriketi via Seanganga at a cost of more than $14 million. Jointly funded by government and the FEA, it will provide power along the 70 kilometers from Lambasa to Nriketi to some 8 communities and 243 customers. And we will join Halites Tatnau, our Fiji One News reporter in Lambasa. Halites, we also understand that there was another Talanoa session with residents there this morning. What were some of the issues discussed by the PM?
There were a range of issues brought forward to the Prime Minister from people. And some of the issues that were brought forward were regarding high fees charged by the nursing school here in Lambasa. One resident complained about the high fees charged by the nursing school. And that question was attended to by the Permanent Secretary of Education, Dr. Brijlal himself. And he has assured people that he will look into this matter and see how the fees structure and everything are met. There was also one investor here, a rice farmer investor who sought help, who asked for assistance from government in terms of machinery and fertilizers. And there was also some issues regarding TLTB land lease issues. Some people are complaining about their land lease, that they have to do a lot of runaround to get their lease renewed and all that renewed. And one of the other issues that was brought forward was the social welfare issue. As you know, Dreketi is largely a farming community, and these people, most of the people are heavily relying on the subsistence farming or social welfare, or rely on social welfare. So some of the people also raised this issue with the Prime Minister. Acknowledging the concerns by the residents here in Dreketi today, the Prime Minister says that all sort of assistance will come to people. However, this assistance will come progressively. He also explained to the residents that the government is intensifying its look north policy, and this Dreketi electrification project was just one of the many steps that the government has undertaken to enhance more development in the area.
Thank you, Halitesh. A week away from the beginning of another school year, and it seems a vital component is still to be sorted out. With no clear idea on whether the planned e-ticketing system will be ready for rollout, it seems bus vouchers will once again be used by our students for the beginning of this year. Apisolome Rambo with the details.
Since its introduction, the e-ticketing system continues to encounter challenges. A few days out from the beginning of the school term, and several factors have been listed as potential causes for the delay. And it seems implementation will have to wait for appropriate legislations.
I think the big thing that the AG wanted for e-ticketing was interoperability. Okay, it was so that anyone with any car could get on any bus. That no one was left stranded by the side of the road because their car didn't work on a certain type of bus. Okay, so we're working with the AG's office, and they're bringing together the different operators to try and bring interoperability into the market. Okay, to make sure that it does come into the market.
Machines are already mounted on buses. However, solution providers have to first meet the requirements of government.
Just want to make it really clear, at the moment as it stands, no operator is interoperable, and that is exactly what we're trying to work towards. So any sort of delay in coming to market is actually, you know, a lot of the delay coming to market at the moment is actually the operators all getting the solution providers all getting together and actually solving to make sure that any card can work on any bus.
With the new school year due to begin over the next few days, the Ministry of Education is already improvising.
All buses where console machines are available will continue with the e-ticketing. Where buses don't have console machines, the bus vouchers will be issued.
For now, students will have to use their vouchers to travel to and from school. Apisolome Rambo, Fiji One News.
Meanwhile, the minister concerned says the state is still awaiting feedback from all stakeholders.
We're waiting for the feedback. Once we get the feedback, there have been some suggestions by some of the stakeholders in terms of amending the draft decree, and we're looking at that at the moment also.
A decision will be made in the next few days.
Once we receive the feedback, which we hope will be the next few days' time, we will then put that particular law in place.
The Australia and New Zealand governments, along with the European Union, have contributed to preparations for elections by way of provision of experts. And it's highly likely the European Union will again send a team of observers this year.
Commonwealth, we haven't had any direct discussions with them in that respect, but the EU had made some overtures, yes.
The Melanesian Spearhead Group is the only observer group that government has committed to so far.
The other countries or a group of countries have made suggestions of observer groups, and we have said at that point in time, in any case, that that's not our priority at the moment. Our priority at the moment is to deal with the nuts and bolts of conducting an election, getting the decrees in place, getting the logistics in place, ensuring that we have the right number of polling stations, polling centres. You know, there are differences in polling centres and polling stations. You can have a polling centre, but you can have many polling stations within a centre. And the idea is also that when you go to vote, we don't want you to stand in the queue for 5 hours.
Still to come tonight, dengue fever hits Central Division hard, and LTA strategies to deal with public complaints. Hello again. Leading this segment, over 2,000 positive cases of dengue fever have been reported around the country. According to the Ministry of Health, the Central Division has been the worst hit. Selina Nabuso with the details.
The alarming figures speak for itself. Out of 2,000 plus cases recorded in the last 3 months, 904 are from CWM Hospital alone. 766 cases are from the Central Eastern Division, 101 cases from the West, and 36 cases in the North.
So where you have quite a number of people residing in an area, and then a lot of wastage out of these containers and all that that are not discarded when it should, it'll be nice and good breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
Dr. Kama cautions dengue fever does not discriminate and affects the more active members in society.
Dengue is basically affecting all genders and all ethnicity at the moment. And with regards to the age categories, the most affected are those who are 10 to 40 years of age, so that's where we have the highest case numbers from.
A massive awareness campaign is currently being carried out by the Health Ministry in curbing the spread of the disease. Dr. Kama says the bottom line is to destroy all breeding grounds.
The mosquito breeding grounds are not the branches and leaves and your the grasses that you've trimmed. Those are not the mosquito breeding grounds. The mosquito breeding grounds are the tires, the drums that you don't need, those container receptacles like juice bottles and all that, and also just getting your drains in the compounds to start moving, the water in it to start flowing.
Selina Navuso, Fiji One News.
In its effort to generate interest in technical vocational programs, more than 1,000 qualifying students can take advantage of scholarships on offer. TVET offers programs that are highly demanded abroad but lacks interest here.
Government will continue its support for the training vocational program with a 5 million grant for scholarships. The grant is to offer 1,200 scholarships to upskill young people in marketable areas.
For many of our young people and school leavers out there to acquire highly marketable skills. So the opportunity is there. But what we need is the exposure, the publicity, so that young people all over Fiji who have completed Form 6, who have completed Form 7, who are still thinking of options, to know that there is a scholarship, there are opportunities for them to get this qualification.
Into its second year of funding, interest is not so high. Dr. Tangilaki Verata says people are not so supportive of such programs.
We need to advise them that there are opportunities there in technical education, TVET, where they can pursue trade certificates, where they can get trade diplomas, and there are more job opportunities out there in the service industries, the hospitality industry, in construction, in manufacturing, in agriculture, and of course for our trade certificate and trade diploma graduates, there's a lot of job opportunities overseas where the wages are much higher.
He says such trades are usually on the demand abroad.
All areas of engineering, from civil engineering, electrical engineering, electronics, automotive, mechanical, telecommunication, refrigeration, even goes to agriculture and architecture, welding. We also have carpentry and joinery, and an array of programs in hospitality and the maritime programs.
Reviver for all, Fiji One News.
The Land Transport Authority is in the process of launching a vigorous awareness campaign on road safety. Citing last year's statistics as worrying, the LTA chief says it's time to up the ante on road safety. Abisalome Rambo with that story.
Road safety is where the focus will lie for the LTA this year, especially when statistics point to a worrying trend.
The alarm results that came up whereby 25 of deaths out of 41 were accounted on pedestrians. So, that's a very worrying trend. And this year what we are trying to do is to really look more into this pedestrians area, because that covers a lot of students, and most of the students, they do they walk on the road to and from school.
Awareness campaigns will target communities to help get the message across.
We are analyzing the figures, we are looking into all those scenarios and the whole situation, and we are trying to identify the problematic area. That is what we're doing right now.
According to Tuina Deva, the inclusion of road safety may also be part of the school curriculum.
We're going to be talking with the Ministry of Education on how we can intensify the road safety subject in schools. It has been done in the past, and we will continue to pursue on how we can really put road safety as part of the curriculum. We are concerned. We are concerned with our generations, we are concerned with our children, and most of them are victims of these road accidents.
The LTA says it is currently working with the Fiji Buses Operators Association to review the safety standards of buses. Apisolo Merambo, Fiji One News.
Good news for consumers around the country. The Consumer Council will soon set up a complaints compensation tribunal. This is a commitment to overhaul its consumer protection laws in a bid to improve the lives of ordinary Fijian consumers. Selina Nabuso with the details.
The right for effective redress is one of the fundamental rights that consumers in Fiji lack, and this will be a thing of the past after the Bainimarama government has recognized the need to set up a complaints compensation tribunal.
Tribunal simply means that consumers will be able to get redress. If they are grieved, they face any problems, they can take it to consumer tribunal and get redress.
Many consumers don't have the money to seek justice in court, and this allows for their grievances to be heard.
Consumers from any social strata, with any financial background, if they find things have gone wrong with them, they can take the matter straight to the tribunal for easy redress.
A task force will also be established to monitor prices of duty-reduced items.
The establishment of the task force to monitor the price of goods and to ensure when the duty is reduced, it trickles down to the retail price, where consumers should find that the prices of those products have come down. In the past, we have seen that whenever the duty has been reduced by the government with good intention to bring about relief to consumers, but this duty never reflected in lower prices.
Consumer International has over 240 members in 120 countries and is building a powerful international movement fighting for a fair, safe and sustainable future for all consumers in a global marketplace. Selina Navuso, Fiji One News.
The Land Transport Authority has been forced to re-strategize an important component of its operations. Soon, the LTA's complaints section will be merged with a call centre to effectively manage concerns and complaints by the public.
When it comes to complaints regarding drivers on our roads, the LTA can vouch there isn't a shortage of that. With that in mind, the road regulator has come up with more effective solution to deal with grievances.
Not only from our customers and our stakeholders, we have complaints coming from government, from members of the public.
The target is to bring down the number of complaints received by 50% this year.
We are concerned with people going up to government, going up to the ministry and going up to higher offices like the Prime Minister's office. What I've realized that these people, they go to those high offices because they are not happy with our level of services. And how we are managing that is something that we were trying our best to improve on. And that is why we have put our complaint management system now, and part of that is the re-establishment of our complaint and call center.
And that would mean making changes to their current operations.
So we have put 3 offices now. In the switchboard area, they will be receiving calls, they will be receiving complaints, and we have this senior officer who's sitting there. Her job is to analyze these complaints. Her job is to try and compile and coordinate all these complaints, and it's given to management, and we see how best we attend to these complaints.
Apisolo Merambo, Fiji One News.
With brand new vehicles at their disposal, the Commerce Commission is now better equipped to carry out its task in outer areas of the country. This has been made possible by the government. The Commission hopes to improve their visibility with a focus on rural areas.
What we intend to do is increase our frequency of inspections in the rural areas, As you know, we had last year appointed part-time officers in the outer islands, Ratuma, Tavini, Kandavu, etc. We have got part-time officers who go to the traders and inspect the shops where price control items are sold at a price that we have approved.
The latest from around the region is up next. Stay with us. Oxfam New Zealand has sent an emergency response team to Tonga, gearing up its aid efforts following reports of complete destruction left by Cyclone Ian to the northern islands of Hawaii. Oxfam sent 2 specialists to Tonga yesterday, and a third was to follow today to help with water, sanitation, livelihoods and food. Carlos Calderon, Pacific Humanitarian Manager of Oxfam New Zealand, will join the team in Tonga. He said Oxfam New Zealand will help with clean water and re-establishing crops which will give people food to eat, but also to sell so they can support themselves, recover markets and rebuild their lives. He said that Oxfam, along with its local partner organisation, the Tonga National Youth Congress, had 3 organic coconut oil processing sites that provided a much-needed way for local farmers to earn a living exporting coconut oil to America. The project sites were damaged. Now remember, you can view tonight's Fiji One News Bulletin on our website at www.fijione.tv, where you can also watch previous news bulletins as well as our current affairs, business and sports shows. We go to sports now with Myron, and Ben Ryan names his squad.
That's right, Vili, and there's not that many changes in this squad from the last team that went to the IRB series. That's coming up. Also in sports, Nandi confident of winning CVC crown this weekend. And Diasa to stand unopposed in chess elections.